Hello everybody, Namaste. My name is Anushka and today we'll be discussing about solid waste management. I'm currently studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and pursuing my bachelor's degree in computer science with specialization in data science. Today we'll be discussing about solid waste management, Indian scenario in municipal solid waste, progress in municipal solid waste management in India. Coming to solid waste, what is solid waste? The waste generated from human and animal activities that are normally solid and are discarded as useless or unwanted are called solid waste. Any useless, unwanted, or discarded material that is not a liquid or a gas is called solid waste. Due to rapid increase in production and hence in consumption process, human society generates and rejects solid materials regularly from various sectors such as agricultural, commercial, domestic, industrial, institutional, and so on. The considerable volume of the waste thus generated and rejected is called solid waste. Coming to municipal solid waste, the urban solid waste generated from domestic and commercial activities are called municipal solid waste. It is estimated that at present India produces 42 million tons of municipal solid waste annually. Urban local bodies spend about rupees 500 to rupees 1500 per ton on solid waste management, of which 60 to 70% of the amount is for collection of waste alone, 20 to 30% on transportation, and hardly limited fund is spent on treatment and disposal of waste. Moving forward to solid waste management, the term solid waste management mainly refers to the complete process of collecting, treating, and disposing of solid waste. In the waste management process, the waste are collected from different sources and are disposed of. This process includes collection, transportation, treatment, analysis, and disposal of waste. It needs to be monitored strictly, and the regulation and guidelines need to be adhered strictly. Now let's discuss about Indian scenario of municipal solid waste. Here we'll be discussing about waste quantum, that is per capita waste generated, waste disposal and composition, recycling of waste and its impact, both environmental and health. The problem of municipal solid waste management has acquired alarming dimensions in India, especially over the last decade, before which waste management was hardly considered an issue of concern as waste could be easily disposed of in an environmentally safe manner. However, with time, due to changing lifestyle of people coupled with unplanned developmental activities, urbanization and industrialization, the waste quantity and characteristics have changed, and as a result, managing solid waste has become torturous. The physical and chemical characteristics of Indian city refuse nonetheless show that about 80% of it is compostable and ideal for biogas generation due to adequate nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, moisture content of 50 to 55%, and a carbon to nitrogen ratio of 25 to 40 is to 1. Therefore, the development of appropriate technologies for utilization of waste is essential to minimize adverse health and environmental consequences. Now let's discuss about waste generation statistics. As we can see here, in the year 1971, the per capita waste generated gram per day was 375 and the total urban municipal waste generated is 14.9. But 3 decades later, that is in the year 2010, per capita waste generated gram per day is 600 and the total urban municipal waste generated is 70.2. These numbers are concerning. An overview. During the last decade, garbage was generated in India at nearly twice the rate of the population growth. Estimates of solid waste generated in Indian towns and cities, 299 class 1 cities with 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh in population, and 345 class 2 towns range from 52,000 tons to 85,000 tons of city garbage every day, while Delhi alone produces 4,500 to 5,000 tons of municipal solid waste per day. Out of this, only 2,832 tons get various types of treatments. In addition, studies in 9 major metropolitan centers in India indicate that the quantum of waste generated ranges from 1,000 tons per day in Patna to 5,800 tons per day in Mumbai, out of which 80 to 85% is collected and rest is left unattended. All of these numbers are quite alarming. Now let's look at urban waste situation in 9 major Indian cities. Coming first is Mumbai, with garbage and return tons per day is 5,800 and garbage cleared is 5,000. And the municipal annual municipal budget in crores is 2,436 crores. At the last number, we have Patna with garbage generated is only 1,000, that is tons per day, but garbage cleared is 300 tons per day. The difference is of about 700 tons per day garbage that is not collected. These numbers are concerning and we need to look after them. Now let's talk about waste composition. Studies reveal that the percentage of organic matter has remained almost static at 41% in the past 3 decades, but the recyclables, however, have increased from 9.56% to 17.18%. Garbage in Indian cities is estimated to contain about 45 to 75% biodegradable wastes, as against 25% of US city garbage, with 50 to 55% moisture, 35 to 45% being fruits, vegetables, and food biomass, and 8 to 15% of non organic materials like plastics, metals, glass, stones, etc. Among various recyclables, plastics have had a quantum jump from 0.69% to 3.9%. That is more than a five-fold increase within last 20 years. Plastics, due to their unique properties of flexibility, high impact strength, resistance to corrosion, and rigidity, have replaced valuable natural resources like woods and metals, resulting in a tenfold increase during the last decade. Of the current consumption of 1.9 million tons of plastic, 15% are from packaging sectors, as packaging material reach the waste bin as a post-consumer waste. Much of these does not have recycling value and hence is disposal without any treatment. Refuse from Indian cities also contain high organic and low combustible matter, out of which in the six cities we have the highest organic content, which is found in Bangalore, and lowest in Kolkata. Now, talking about waste disposal is the final stage of waste management cycle. About 90% of the municipal waste collected by the civic authorities in India is dumped in low-lying areas outside the city-town limits, which have no provision to leachate collection and treatment and landfill gas collection and use. As a result, leachates containing heavy metals find its way to the underground water, rendering it unfit for drinking. The landfill gas escapes into the atmosphere, adding to the greenhouse emission, which otherwise could be used as thermal fuel. Solid waste management can be an income generating activity with cost benefits. The non use of materials that would otherwise be required for the two activities. Example, in the case of power generation, the use of waste instead of conventional fuel. However, since the Indian city refuse has a low calorific value with high moisture content and quantity of non-combustible, it is not suitable for incineration. And currently, none of the municipal corporation in India runs a full-scale incineration plant. The potential for power generation from urban municipal waste is tremendous, estimated to generate up to 1,000 megawatt of electricity. Coming to recycling, this involves collection of recyclables from various sources, which ultimately reach recycling units. It is estimated that about 40 to 80% of plastic waste gets recycled in India, as compared to 10 to 15% in the developed nation of the world. However, due to lack of suitable government policies, incentives, subsidies, regulations, standards, etc., related to recycling, this industry is still far behind its Western counterparts in terms of technology and quality of manufactured goods. Nevertheless, recycling in India is highly organized and profit making venture, though informal in nature. Now let's talk about environmental factors. In addition to occupational health, injury issues and environmental health also need to be mentioned in the context of waste management. Contaminated leachants that surface runoff from land disposal facilities affects ground and surface water quality. Volatile organic compounds and dioxins in the air emissions are attributed to increasing cancer incidence and psychological stress for those living near incinerators or land disposal facilities. Drain clogging due to uncollected waste, leading to the stagnant waters and subsequent mosquito vector breeding, are a few of the environmental health issues which affect the waste workers as well as the public. Moving forward to health impacts. Due to the absence of standard and norms for handling municipal waste, municipal workers suffer occupational health hazards of waste handling. At the dump sites in the city of Mumbai, for example, 95 workers were examined and it was found out that 80% of them have had eye problems, 73% respiratory ailments, 51% gastrointestinal ailments, and 27% skin lesions. Also, municipal workers and rack pickers who operate informally for long hours, rummaging through waste, also suffer from similar occupational health diseases, ranging from respiratory illness, infections, puncture wounds, which lead to tetanus, hepatitis, and HIV infection, to headache and nausea, etc. Studies among the 180 rack pickers at open dumps of Kolkata city revealed that the average quarterly incidence of diarrhea was 85%, fever 72%, and cold and cough 63%. Now let's talk about progress in municipal solid waste management in India. Over the years, the problems faced due to municipal solid waste were highlighted by civic and environmental activists. This resulted in framing rules for municipal solid waste in the year 2000, which are directed by the Supreme Court and MOEF, which stands for Ministry of Environment and Forest. In October 2004, specific directions to the largest cities to meet the requirements of these rules were issued by Supreme Court. In 2005, Ministry of Urban Development, giving priorities to municipal solid waste management, has allocated grants to the tunes of the rupees 25,000 million covering 433 classes 1 town and as part of the 12th Finance Committee. Rapid industrialization, population growth, economic development, and changes of standards of living have generated more municipal solid waste in India. The quality of waste generation has increased many folds over the period. In various studies have been given different statistics about total quantity of the solid waste generated in India. For example, Balasubramaniam in 2015 observed 1,000 million tons of waste. Department of Economic Affairs in the year 2009 estimated 58 million tons. Central Population Control Board, that is CPCB, in 2016 assumed or assessed 62 million tons of waste that which was generated. Lack of finance and technology has other problems in municipal solid waste management. As per Government of India estimates every year has increased about 5% annually. It is projected that in the year 2031, the municipal solid waste generation shall be increased to 165 million tons and to 436 million tons by 2050. These numbers are very alarming and concerning. Conclusion. Collection. Due to increase in population and change in lifestyle, the collection of waste has become a tedious job. Disposal. As difficult as it is to collect the waste, disposal has become torturous due to lack of amenities and funds. Awareness. Awareness can be created among youth about how hazardous the solid waste could be and how as an individual we can contribute to make the job easy, as youths are the future of the country. While solid waste management, let us recollect the 5 R's. Number one, we have refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Please do consider this before you are throwing out the waste. Thank you. I hope this video was informational. If you like this video, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up as your support motivates me to create more informational videos. Please make sure to comment down below and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.